Secresy, or The Ruin on the Rock, by Eliza Fenwick. Volume 3, Letter 22. From George Valmont to Clement Montgomery. Sir, on the very day I received your answer to my last letter, I discovered a circumstance which rendered that answer quite unnecessary, except to prove that you are not only a villain, but a cowardly villain. I should have given to myself the satisfaction of telling you thus much before, but I delayed for 2 reasons. The first, till I had completely vanished every struggling effort of the affection I once had for you, almost the only affection I ever had in my life, and the second, perhaps a very consoling one to you, until I had executed the deed which comes herewith, by which, under certain annexed conditions, you are entitled to the possession of £200 for life. However, you may be obliged by the action. You have but little obligation to the motive. I hate and detest you cordially, but I would not, for my honour's sake, give up to absolute beggary my only son. Yes, sir, my son. Not legitimate, I confess, but natural in the strongest acceptance of the term. I cared not 10 straws for your mother, yet, from your birth, I felt a strange propensity to love you. I schemed and planned for your advantage. For your sake alone, I contrived a project by which all the united wealth of the Valmont house would have been showered on your head. I intended, mark me, sir, I determined you should marry my niece, and take my name, burying the disgrace of your birth in the nobleness of my possessions. And, as I abhorred that a man who bore my name should abandon himself to the love of society, I sent you into the world as poor and adopted, that you might experience its disappointments and know how to value your proper happiness. Amply have you rewarded my extreme love and constant labour. I patiently undergo this statement, because I would have you see exactly where you might have stood, and where you stand now. The conditions of your present independence are that you never come into my presence. If you once intrude by letter or otherwise, I wipe away the allowance and every trace of consideration for you. Also, the instant you form any species of intercourse with Miss Valmont, the deed is cancelled. Even this paltry sum, as it is mine, shall not help to support infamy, ingratitude, and treachery. Make the comparison, sir, between £200 and £18,000 per annum. Ha! Does it gall you? So may it ever. May rest fly from your pillow and contentment from your heart, and men, you will know what I have experienced since I discovered the indelible stain you have fixed on my family. My equally worthless niece perhaps may, when she is her own mistress, be inclined to reward your conduct with her hand. For, if I may judge by her reception of your letter when I gave it her, she is not more the fool of inclination and of credulity. Remember, she never possesses 1 penny of mine. If you really have any friend of the name of Murden, pray offer him my very sincere thanks. But for his timely interference, I might have given you a part of your intended inheritance before I discovered your scoundrel-like conduct. In the moment of acknowledging you my son, I renounce you for ever. I cast you from my affection and memory, and, should you henceforth think of me, know that you have an inveterate, implacable enemy in your father, G. Valmont. End of section 62. Recording by Sam Isaacson.